HSBC building is a banking office located in Hong Kong, China. It was designed by a British architect, Norman Foster, and took 7 years from concept to completion in 1978 through 1985. A motif that is present throughout the building design is the X symbol. It is shown twice just on the outside of the facade, and then also shown twice in the form of connecting white industrial pillars on the interior. The X is a symbol of lines intersecting and creates a distinct shape that becomes a structural piece that is not only functional, but a design element. The X draws emphasis to the space. Such a large structure within the building makes it even more obvious the sheer, enormous scale of the building. The X brings balance to the structure with its natural shape, creating balance within its form. The openness of each floor contrasts the industrial feel of the building in a good way. The building is very much a functional, sleek building, but the openness and the way the layout opens up so much of the middle space of the building makes it feel more inviting since you can see what's going on between the floors. The recessed space in the middle of the building adds to the feeling of openness within the building. The scale of the building allows for such room, and the negative space makes it feel larger. This balance of negative and positive space makes it united. The materiality of the building is also quite industrial and functional. This was the first skyscraper to be built in China, so the materiality was of course steel, which was cutting-edge technology that allowed skyscrapers to be built in the first place. The building is also upheld by aluminum, which is a malleable material that created modern, sleek lines on the windows and created glass structural forms on the interior. The pillars inside the space are also wrapped in this malleable aluminum for added support and then were painted white. The nature of the aluminum allowed for the windows to be enormous in scale and create large expanses of glass with minimal interruption, so the space is filled with natural light. In addition to the natural light, each floor has recessed stadium lighting. The color scheme in the HSBC building is very stark. The main color is white, and then also the aluminum and steel is untouched in some places to show off the chrome color. This lack of color is intentional and speaks to the nature of technology of the building. The space was such an iconic moment for Hong Kong as its first skyscraper that it would have been a shame to cover over those technologically advancing materials with color. Instead, they are emphasized and the space remains industrial and modern because of that. Going on with the sense of what this space is and the fact that the building itself speaks for its technology, the furnishings were not over the top either. Every furnishing serves a function, and mostly that means office and lounge furniture of the same scheme, which is black leather couches and white desks and tables. The HSBC building is a very evidence-based building, as it was built to be a lasting stronghold for Hong Kong. The technology of the materiality of the building and the concept of building a skyscraper for the first time was heavily researched and evidence-based until the best possible outcome was reached. The steel material itself is a design thinking answer to the question of how to build a skyscraper in Hong Kong. The technology of steel for this time was influential and helped to resolve the problem that China identified as lack of space. Now, that resolution has been applied all over China, and skyscrapers made from steel are the answer to that lack of space. Lastly, sense of place is a serious driver for this building. The building holds many ties to the culture of Hong Kong, and according to the testimonies of the people that live there, the building is a space that many hold in their heart as a first step to better and bigger things for China. It was a step in the forward direction that Hong Kong needed, and it has been a special place to their culture ever since. And that is the story of the HSBC building in Hong Kong.